this new Israeli assault was actually approved by Washington. At least there was reports in the Israeli press that it was the administration was consulted, it approved it, and that there wouldn't be any pressure even to deliver humanitarian aid. So we are back not only to pre-ceasefire, but on steroid perhaps. And
number one is the blank check support to Israel. Number two is sort of this performance that he conducts himself that few people take seriously, but could open the door and give hope to those among the Israeli right who simply want to annex and take over Gaza and parts of the West Bank as well. I think the third thing I'd say is that he's got delusions of grandeur of an Israel-Saudi normalization accord. President Trump, in his wildest dreams, wants to get the Nobel Peace Prize and has told people this privately for building on the Abraham Accords of 2020. But the problem is points number 1 and 2 of his agenda actually don't help him get to number 3.
The Israelis are not going to be able to release the hostages alive, unfortunately, sadly, if in fact the war continues. And so then what's the aim? Well, the aim, as people say, is political survival of the prime minister. It already postponed his trial case today by launching and so forth. He's already regrouping his far right behind him to strengthen his government. So he survives politically another day. He does what he needs to do. But that's not enough, honestly. I think there's more to it. And if there is, in fact, an ethnic cleansing plan for Gaza ahead, it is really hard to see how this could be implemented, even with the support of the U.S. And so I think we're in for very dark days ahead where waters will be tested. There will be a huge number of people suffering and affected and killed and wounded. And I don't think that that's going to lead to any political equilibrium anytime soon.
The key thing with whatever the Witkoff proposal was, at its core, it was a renegotiation of the very terms that the parties agreed to in January, with the Biden team and Trump team working closely together. So obviously that effort didn't work to prevent the return to violence. We'll see if that sort of proposal will be more viable now that Hamas has felt some losses. And the other factor to watch really carefully is also many, if not most, of the families of Israeli hostages held in Gaza are deeply concerned about the return to violence because they know that this means less of a chance that their loved ones come home safely. And it seems like that's the risk that Netanyahu was willing to take, and it's one that Trump has backed him on.